What's up, everybody? It's Yeong here, and welcome to a news update of Death Stranding, the game that Kojima recently revealed during Sony's E3 2016 press conference. The following information comes from YouTube Live at E3 2016, hosted by Jeff Keighley. He had an interview earlier that day, but following the Sony press conference, Kojima did another interview with Jeff Keighley, this time to talk about Death Stranding. Now, before I begin, I would like to reassure you that yes, I am working on an analysis, so look forward to that. Obviously, this is a very new game, so I'm gonna have to pull a lot of shit out of my ass and try to get in Kojima's head to deduce what the hell is happening in this trailer, but it should be fun. Look forward to it. Now, before I talk about this interview, one interesting thing to note is that during the previous interview before the Sony press conference, Kojima was actually wearing a t-shirt labeled DS, basically hinting Death Stranding in plain sight. That sneaky son of a bitch. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's dive into the information from the interview. So Jeff Keighley first asked if Kojima chose a game engine, if what we were seeing in the trailer was the game engine that he's gonna use. And Kojima said that he still has a couple of candidates in mind, but hasn't settled on a game engine. So what we're seeing in the trailer is definitely not final in any way, shape, or form. At the same time, Kojima said during the Sony press conference that what we're seeing was running in real time, which to me means that what we saw in the trailer could be in-game graphics on a PlayStation 4. And something that Kojima's always done is to make trailers that best represent the final product. This is something that he's done for every Metal Gear game. He always uses in-engine footage that also translates to gameplay, and he does this because he wants to bridge the gap between cinematic cutscenes and the gameplay. So while this may not necessarily be a 100% representation of the final product, I think we might get something close to this if he's willing to show this trailer. And you can also tell from certain angles that this isn't like a cinematic CGI movie. This is a legit in-engine scene that we're looking at here. Moving on, Jeff Keighley asked if Norman Reedus was the star of the game, to which Kojima answered yes, he is starring in this game. Kojima was also asked if he's collaborating with Guillermo del Toro, since he is collaborating with Norman Reedus now. And for the time being, he said that he's not collaborating on this project with Guillermo del Toro, so they might have something down the line, but not right now. The topic then shifted to Ludens, with Jeff Keighley asking, is Ludens a part of Death Stranding? And surprisingly, Kojima said that Ludens is not related to the game, and that Ludens is meant to be the identity of Kojima Productions. I call bullshit. I mean, the man behind the mask looks way too much like Norman Reedus. In fact, from that image alone that Kojima posted on his Twitter with Ludens and the tag phrase, "I'll keep coming," people not only guessed that Kojima's collaborating with Norman Reedus for his new game, they even guessed the song that Kojima would be using for his new trailer, which is "I'll Keep Coming" by Low Roar. So while Kojima keeps saying that Ludens has nothing to do with Death Stranding, I personally think that he's lying, and that there's more to it than that, but that's just my theory. Anyway, next up, Jeff Keighley asked, what kind of game is this? And Kojima replied with simply, I can't say yet, but it'll have a lot of action elements. And he basically reiterated what he said before, that players who enjoy AAA action games should be able to play very naturally, but at the same time, after 2, 3, 4 hours of playing, they will eventually get the sense that the game is completely different from anything that they're used to. Jeff Keighley then asked, where does the game take place? What's the setting? And Kojima simply said, it's a secret for now. Then he was asked whether he can tell us anything about the characters, the baby, the ghost-like entity leaving the handprints, and basically who else is in this world besides Norman's character. And Kojima said that it's also a secret because he wants people to imagine the possibilities based on this trailer alone. And speaking of Norman's character, Jeff Keighley asked, who is Norman's character? Is Norman Reedus just playing Norman Reedus, or does the character have another name? And Kojima said that he can't say the name of the character, not yet at least, but this is Norman playing a character, and he has a separate name. Jeff Keighley then asked about the state of the game's development, wondering how long it will be until people get to play it, and Kojima replied that it will probably take some time. Kojima was then asked, what does the name Death Stranding mean to you? And he basically explained that the term mass stranding is used when there are a lot of whales and dolphins stranded on the beach, which is something we saw in the Death Stranding trailer. And when they're alive, it's called life stranding, but when they're dead, it's called death stranding. So according to Kojima, Death Stranding basically means that something from some world comes and is stranded. so this could possibly mean that aliens will somehow be involved in this game. After all, we did see those 5 godlike monolithic figures hovering in the air and then just disappearing. And we also saw the specter leaving palm prints and ink everywhere. So maybe this is what Kojima means when he's talking about something from some world comes and is stranded. I don't know, but then again, it's Norman Reedus who's stranded, at least that's what it looks like. So maybe Norman Reedus is the alien in this case, maybe he's stranded on this other planet, but that wouldn't make sense considering that there's like crabs and whales and stuff scattered throughout, basically sea creatures from planet Earth. But if there's one thing that we know for sure with Kojima is that what we see is not necessarily what we get, so we'll see. Jeff Keighley then asked, does this have anything to do with PT? And no people, this has nothing to do with PT. The only thing that the two games share is that Norman Reedus is the star. The last question that Jeff Keighley asked was if this game was the game that he always dreamed of making after he left Konami, and Kojima replied with, not necessarily. When he established the new company, he essentially started to pick out some ideas that make a good game, thinking about what people expect from him, and the idea that was selected eventually was Death Stranding. And that about sums up all the information that yielded from YouTube Live at E3 2016. So with that, I would like to end this news update. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below your thoughts and theories about some of this new information. And to be further updated on gaming news, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.